So as you guys may know, we've gotten a lot of news about GTA 6. And with this news, I am extremely disappointed. I'm very let down. I'm extremely disappointed with Rockstar, and I'm going to explain why here in just a minute. Now, I am a fan of Rockstar. I am a fan of Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto has been a cornerstone in my gaming journey since I was a kid. Yes, I was allowed to play it. I remember when GTA 3 came out back in 2001. Dude, that game blew my mind. I could not believe what I was seeing on the screen, what you were able to do. Like, I thought for a second Rockstar was going to do the right thing. And I was wrong. And what this proves, the information that we've gotten from Rockstar with the pre-orders starting to drop today, I think they dropped at midnight, so people are probably already pre-ordering, which I don't understand why you would want to. So the game is going to cost, the base game, yes, the base game is going to cost $80. This is where it gets muddy. They're going to have things, they're going to have content locked behind a DLC. Basically, what's a DLC? I mean, if you ask me, it kind of reminds me of like Season Pass, where instead of just being honest and saying, hey, look, we're going to charge $100 for this game, we're going to lock content behind the Ultimate Edition that we're selling for $100, but you can buy the base game for $80. And what that entails is that there's going to be buildings, certain car customization, tattoo shops, hairstylists. There's just going to be clothes. Certain cars are going to be locked behind the Ultimate Edition at $100. Now, if you're a fan of GTA, you're obviously going to pay that $100. I am going to pay the $100. The next part here is where things get extremely frustrating, and it makes me actually worried about this game and what we're going to get. Now, if it bombs, this will be the biggest disaster in gaming history. And what this kind of reminds me of, and I'm going to get to that in a second. Let me not get too far ahead of myself here. Base game, $80. If you want everything unlocked from the jump, you're going to have to pay the $100. They should have Rockstar. This is some scummy ass shit. They should have just released the game at $100. Been honest with everybody. Like, why lock content behind a paywall? Like, why are you doing this? This is very anti-consumer. This is very pro-company. And it's just, in 2026, if Rockstar is going to set this precedent, it's really scary to see what other publishers are going to start doing. We've already seen them start doing, and how much worse it's going to get in the future. There isn't going to be a physical disc. That is right. You are going to buy a box with a redeem code inside. This is the worst thing Rockstar could ever do, because I'm big on physical media. I want to own my discs. Even with PCs today, like, I would be fine with having an optical drive that I would have to install on my unit so I could have physical copies of the games that I buy. Unfortunately, in today's age, it's just not like that. If I want to play games on PC, I have to order them on Steam, and it's digital. Unfortunately, I don't have physical copies of the games. It just is what it is on that front. And I got into PC gaming knowing that was going to be a thing. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. I don't really have any control over that. If there was an option for an optical drive, I would choose that. This is anti-consumer, not having a physical copy of the game when the game is going to make more money than the gaming industry has ever seen before. This game is going to be the most highest selling game of all time. I mean, you could probably bet on it being the highest selling game of all time, and they're not going to release a physical copy. Complete opposite direction that I thought Rockstar would go in. I don't know who at the top is making these poor ass decisions, but they might need to backpedal on this one. This is already pissing a lot of people off. Now, something I want to get into is a lot of people have noticed with some of the screenshots. Now, we got a lot of screenshots, and it all just kind of reminds me of Battle Pass. Like, if you want the Ultimate Edition, like, we're going to taunt you with all the content that you're missing out on if you don't get it. And when you go to Rockstar and you go to the GTA 6 homepage, the pre-orders on June 25th, and then right when you scroll down, there's like an old school sports car. He's holding like a Magnum with a massive scope. They have different haircuts and hairstyles and clothes on. kind of fitting that whole like Vice City aesthetic from back in the 80s. And they just shove Ultimate Edition down your throat. An exclusive collection of items threaded across all aspects of Jason and Lucia's story. This is scummy as fuck, man. I can't stand it. Oh, and if you pre-order, there's a bonus to get a vintage Vice City pack. Like, almost 14 years. And this is what you're fucking pulling. All the money you made with GTA Online, and this is the fucking bullshit you're pulling, Rockstar. I'm on the fence with this. Like, should I buy the game? Should I support these guys? Because this is absolute horseshit. It gets worse. There are people talking about how the game itself, the screenshot when you go to the Rockstar page, how it looks downgraded. And I knew something was off, and I couldn't put my finger on it. Now, I understand when you see the trailers, maybe they're not going to be a 1-for-1. Probably not going to have like actual gameplay footage. But I expected when I saw the trailer that this is probably going to be what the game is going to look like. This is probably the closest thing we're going to see until we actually see physical gameplay that the game is going to look like. I have no doubt the game is going to look better than GTA 5, but how much better? Questionable, especially now with, GTA 5 getting all these updates, what they were able to do with the game on PC and how it looks today, especially with these realism packs. I mean, the game, GTA 5, you can make GTA 5 look pretty damn good, like pretty with ray tracing. It looks kind of ridiculous. I'm not going to lie. It's kind of off-putting when you see some of these videos, but when I look at this screenshot of Miami in the background and some of like the water effects and the reflections and the lighting and just the way the world looks, I can't help but notice that it looks a lot like the skyline of San Andreas. It really doesn't look like what I expected it to look like. When you look at the wake from the boats, there isn't like a continuous wake. Maybe this is nitpicking and I'm being petty, but like the wake from the boats is very short. Where like if you've been on the water in a boat before, when you go through the water, the wake goes on forever. I mean, it just spreads. It really affects the water through the whole channel. Like it doesn't stop, 10 feet behind the boat. It continues. Like you can, like if you're coming through and you have a boat hundreds of feet in front of you, you're probably still hitting that wake, depending on how wide the channel is or where if you're in the Gulf or whatever. And if you're into boats, you know what I'm talking about here. And when you look at the reflections, when you look at the wake from the boats, it just doesn't look right. And then the positioning of the boats just doesn't look right. People have pointed out there's no the reflection of the Ferris wheel isn't in the game. And I'm not going to sit here and dock them for that. I think overall, just what I'm looking at, it looks fine. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's a huge downgrade, but I wouldn't be surprised if the game we get isn't like the game that we saw in the trailers. And I think at this stage of the game, it's going to piss a lot of people off if that is actually the reality. This kind of reminds me of Cyberpunk. Like when they announced Cyberpunk and you saw gameplay or that you saw a trailer for the game and what they were trying to advertise and say, hey, look, this is what the game could look like. This is kind of a big deal. I was interested in that game, but I kind of knew in the back of my mind that what they were trying to do was just too much for the hardware that existed at the time. I mean, hell, they were releasing it on PS4 and PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, but I just felt like what they were trying to do with that world was just more than what the hardware could do, or it's just more than what they had the capabilities of pulling off. And sure enough, when they released that game, it had tons of issues. And I think it got to a point where they're like, we have to release this game, and it doesn't really matter what state that it's in. We have to release it. People are going to be pissed, and we're just going to have to fix it as we go. And I'm really scared this could be the case with GTA 6. Now, is it going to be a disastrous launch like Cyberpunk 2077? No, probably not. Probably not even remotely close. But I can't help but think back to Cyberpunk and say, you know what, this kind of reminds me of that. The more information that we get about GTA 6, when I'm looking at this stuff, I'm really let down. I'm really upset and frustrated. And I just don't understand why Rockstar decided to lock content behind a paywall. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that video game on a budget. Maybe they don't have $100 to throw at a game, and maybe they don't have $80 to throw at a game. That's a reality for a lot of Americans, for a lot of people, not just Americans, but people all over the world. Am I going to give Rockstar $100 for Ultimate Edition? Yes, I am going to pay $100 for the Ultimate Edition when the game comes out. I still haven't. Here's the reality is I have a PC. I don't have a Series X or a PlayStation 5. I have to buy a console if I want to play this game. Man, I'm going to have to fork over a lot of money when this game comes out. God, there's a good chance that consoles might be hard to get a hold of. It's going to turn the whole world upside down, man. This game is just, people are ready for it. And I think what Rockstar is releasing, what Rockstar is doing right now is just rubbing people the wrong way. They're all pretty pissed off. Tell me what you think. Are you excited about GTA 6? Are you pissed off about the content that they've released and how they're going to hide the full game behind $100 when they should have just been honest about it? Do you think they're downgrading the game? Do you think that they're scaling back how the game looks to work better with the hardware that it's been released on? Let me know. Guys, that's going to do it for this one. If you liked it, hit the thumbs up for me. Talk shit down in the comments. Until the next one, I'm out of here.